Hello my yogis and welcome to Towne Yoga. My name is Amy Towne and today we are going to do a gentle practice that centers around foot and ankle health. This will be a very gentle, very accessible practice, definitely welcome for non-yogis to try out. And I made this practice with my mom in mind because my mom does have plantar fasciitis, so she really does need to give some love and attention down to her feet and ankles. So this is for my mom and anyone else out there who would love to take a very gentle practice to loosen up the bottoms of their feet and work on the range of motion at their ankle joint. We'll start laying down, so just roll out a mat if you have one. That'll be nice for when we step back, but if not, just clear a simple space where you can lay down on your back with your knees bent and your feet just resting down on the floor. Your palms by your sides, face up or down, yogi's choice. And we'll just take a moment to settle in, taking a few deep inhales and exhales here. Just kind of coming into your practice with some slow breaths, letting the rest of the day go as you come here to give attention to your feet. The next time you inhale, go ahead and send your right foot up to the sky, the sole of your foot reaching high. And then you'll bring your left foot up as well so that your heels are stacked over your hips. Your legs can be straight or you could have a little bend at your knees. Either one is fine. Your palms by your sides, or maybe you like them to hold your legs. Yogi's choice. And now take attention to your toes and just give them a little wiggle. Maybe separating your toes out and back in. Just kind of taking attention to the little joints here. Finding stillness with your toes, we'll bring attention to our ankles. As you inhale, draw your toes back towards your shin, nice and gentle. Don't force anything. We'll be here for a little while. And as you exhale, just point your toes towards the sky, again, gently. Inhale, drawing your toes back towards your shins. Exhale, toes to sky. And just continue that pattern, inhaling as you draw the balls of your feet back, exhaling as you point them up, and just flowing with your breath here, maybe going a little bit further each time as you start to feel the fascia on the bottoms of your feet begin to stretch out a bit, flexing your toes to your shins, and then releasing as you touch your toes to the sky. Just nice and slow here, there's no rush. Link your movements with your breath. The next time you draw your toes to your shins, pause here for a moment. Really feel the bottoms of your feet start to stretch out. And then take your knees a little bit apart and just draw circles in any direction that feel good to you at your ankle joint. Just trust yourself, bringing a little organic movement in for 1 or 2 more breaths. Finding stillness again with your toes flexed back towards your shin. Release your knees to your chest, hugging your shins, and just gently rock side to side for a moment. Feeling the blood come back into your feet. And then rock all the way over to one side of your body, planting your top palm in front of your chest for support, and using your palm to press yourself up and all the way over to a tabletop. So you'll make your way to hands and knees. And in tabletop, come to the top of your mat. If you're using a mat, so you've got space to step back behind you. And lower down onto your forearms. And now we're going to take a few step backs from here. My knees are underneath my hips. I'm going to step my right toes back, tucking them under my foot. And then just gently press back through your right heel. Pausing for a breath or two here as you press your heel to the back of your mat, maybe even a little bit down towards your mat. The next time you inhale, draw your right knee back next to your left. And then exhale, step your left foot back, tucking your toes under, pressing back through your heel as you take a few breaths here, stretching the bottoms of your feet, tracing that over your heel of the back of your lower leg. Inhale, step your knee back. You can stay on your forearms or maybe lift up to your palms. We're going to take that same motion a few times as you inhale, stepping back, tucking your toes underneath, pressing your heel behind you. Exhale, right knee to left. Inhale, step back and press through your heel. Exhale, center. And continue at your breath pace here a few times. Maybe noticing the motion get a little larger each time. And now as you're here, try turning your heels at different directions. See what it feels like when you let your heel press more to the outside and then draw back in. Taking the same on the opposite foot, tuck your toes under, turn your heel out a bit, and then press it back and down. And we'll do the same, turning our heel in towards the middle a bit, tuck your toes under, let your heel come into the middle, and then press back and down. We do this because we have different muscle bellies in our calves, so when we change the angle of our heel, we can stretch the different bellies and find the one that's tightest in you. Maybe you find a spot that feels really good to just pause and breathe for a few seconds. And remember, if your wrists get tired, you can always lower down to your forearms again. And just enjoy a few more breaths here, exploring as you step back and forth, maybe pausing where it feels good to pause. Find evenness with one or two more. And then find stillness up in your tabletop where your shoulders are stacked over wrist, hips over knees. And then from here, you're going to tuck both sets of toes underneath. And for some people, this might be a great stretch and they want to stay here. For others, they might say, hey, this doesn't feel great on my knees, and you go grab a blanket, feel free. But if you want to go a little bit deeper, you'll start to walk your hands back towards your thighs and let your hips come down towards your heels. Stopping wherever you feel a good stretch in the bottom of your foot and your body says, can you please stop there? Listen to your body. If you want to go into the deepest expression, maybe this feels fine, you want to go a little further, you can come all the way to seated on your heels with your hands on your thighs. Letting your weight come down, kind of helping open up the bottoms of your feet here. Wherever you are in this pose, just take a few slow breaths, giving the fascia time to stretch out. And of course, if you want to stay here, feel free to pause and stay here for a while longer. Come back here at the end, yogi's choice. But from here, we're going to walk back out to tabletop and then down to our mat. So you'll walk your hands back into your tabletop. Untuck your toes now. And then walk your hands back towards your thighs as you come to seated on your heels. And this is so we can transition to the earth, bringing hands to one side, swing both of your feet out to the other, and all the way around your body so that you plant the soles of your feet on your mat. Go ahead and scoot to the top of your mat or the space you've created for yourself here. And to roll down, we want a nice long spine, so just take your hands to your knees, lifting up. before bringing them down next to your hips so you can lower your back down to your mat. And then from here, we're going to send our feet right back up to the sky, but this time just the right. So your left foot will stay on the earth. Maybe you draw it a little closer into your bum for comfort. And then you're going to bring your hands behind your right thigh, interlacing your fingers. There could be a bend in your knee, that's fine. Heels over hips. Take a moment to draw your toes back towards your shin again. And then turn this inside blade of your foot, your big toe blade, turn it in towards the center. You're going to feel this kind of part shorten and the outside of your ankle lengthen. So just look up at your ankle as you let your big toe blade turn towards the center. And then come back to neutral and let the outside edge of your foot, your pinky toe blade, press out away from your body. So now we feel this inside lengthening and this outside shortening a bit. And from here, you're just going to take that motion side to side, just letting your foot come in towards the center and then out away. This is often called inversion and eversion, or even pronation and supination, just a little different. So you're just taking your ankle in and out. Maybe you inhale in and exhale out. Take one more round side to side here. And then just roll out your ankle in any way that feels good, maybe wiggling your toes again, before setting your right foot down next to your left. And then sending your left foot up to the sky, interlacing your hands behind your thigh. Gently draw your toes back towards your shin. And then take that big toe blade in towards the center, lengthening the outside of your ankle. Pausing for a breath. Opposite motion, let your pinky blade come out towards the outside, lengthening the inside edge of your ankle. Holding for a breath. And then we'll just take a little flow here. Inhale as you lengthen the outside of your ankle, big toe comes towards the center. Exhale. Flexing the outside, inside lengthens. Inhale. Exhale. And just take a few breaths looking at your ankle and noticing what's going on there. Take just one or two more here, linking your movements with your breath. Before finding stillness, and then just rolling your ankle out any directions that feel good, maybe a little wiggle to the toes, before setting your left heel down next to your right. One last posture here is going to be happy baby, which is great for your hips and back as well. And I'll show a variation that I like to do to bring some attention to my feet. So for happy baby, you're going to draw your knees in towards your armpits. And then send the soles of your feet to the sky, keeping your knees bent. Reach your hands through the center of your legs and maybe just grasp the top inside of your shin to start, feeling your elbows to the inside of your knees as you bend them out wide. Now in this gentle happy baby, you can rock side to side if that feels good. You can kind of send one leg straight and then the other if that feels nice. Just take a few breaths here to enjoy this part of the posture. This is my mom's favorite, so I had to have happy baby in here. And finding stillness. If it's accessible to you, walk your hands up to the outside edge of each foot. If it's not, just keep hands on ankles and enjoy your happy baby from there. But for a little foot love, you can take your thumbs and hold each toe, gently drawing it back towards the top of your foot one at a time. Coming to your second toe, drawing back with your thumb. Third toe. And just take each toe here, gently drawing it back towards the top of your foot. Then I always work my way back, big toe over to pinky as well. Before just taking my hands to hug my feet, pressing feet to hands, hand to feet, and just rocking side to side again for a breath or two. Take a moment to find stillness, releasing your feet as you hug your knees to your chest, and then set them back down in front of your hips, bringing your palms to your sides, face up or down, yogi's choice. And we'll end our practice just here, a little bit more open through our toes and feet and ankle, hopefully. Take a nice, slow round of breath. I'd like to let you know that the light in me honors and respects the light in you. I hope you have a wonderful day, and namaste.